Good morning, comrades. It's a distinct honor and privilege to now serve as your 112th Veterans of Foreign Wars of the United States Commander-in-Chief. I stand before you humbled, elated, and ready to selflessly serve the 1.5 million members and as auxiliary as we continue the tradition of serving America's veterans, service members, and families worldwide. Today, I must first thank Commander-in-Chief William Doc Schmitz for his unwavering leadership and commitment to our outstanding organization. You know, Doc was instrumental in leading the VFW into 2020 while facing a challenging and trying national pandemic. For that, we owe him a debt of gratitude, and I assure him that the tradition of excellence will continue. I must also thank Glenn Gardner for installing me as the Commander-in-Chief. You know, you don't get to a position like this without the help and support of a lot of people, so please bear with me as I thank some people that helped get me to where I am today. John Gwizdak, John Smart, Gunnar Kent, Jim Nyer, and Larry Rivers, Bob Wallace, Ed Banis, Paul Spera, Brian Duffy, Keith Harmon, B.J. Lawrence, and all the other past Commander-in-Chiefs for their leadership and mentorship that you have provided me and our VFW. To my mom, Janice Penny, for teaching me at a very young age about love of country and patriotism. My sister, Tara, who's been my biggest fan and cheerleader since we were youngsters. And to my rock, my wife, Beth. You have and forever are my best friend and the love of my life. Thank you for always standing alongside me through this journey we call life. You know, you three women are the strongest people that I have ever known, and you serve as dedicated, committed, and selfless life members of our amazing VFW Auxiliary. For that, I thank you. You know, it's important that I thank my strong team of supporters, my family, for their service to our nation, not in the military, but in the medical field. You know, our families take on a huge burden of sacrifice to support us, and it's vital that we always recognize that. My daughter Sarah and her husband Jason, and my grandkids Owen and Max, my nephew Lucas and his wonderful family. Thank you for your steadfast support throughout the years. I really love you all. A special thanks to First Command Financial Planning for allowing me the time away to pursue my dream. I'm extremely lucky and fortunate to work for a company that believes in and works for active duty military veterans and their families as they achieve their financial goals. Thank you to the Department of Virginia and VFW and Auxiliary, and everybody at Post 3219 in Phoebus, Virginia, led by Commander Stephen Roesch. Everyone at the Kansas City and Washington offices who have taught me and guided me through this transition. I appreciate each and every one of you for the amazing work and the time and dedication to our organization and our veterans in this country. To my good friend Bob Neal and everybody at Lake Gaston for providing me a sanctuary just to get away to. And to Kim DeShano for being my friend and confidant. To my team leaders, Senior Vice Fritz Mihelchek, Junior Vice Designee Tim Borland, Quartermaster Deborah Anderson, and Adjutant General Kevin Jones. I couldn't ask for anyone better to help lead this organization. I must also thank my partner, Auxiliary President Sandy Onswetter, for her steadfast support and commitment to our auxiliary and the VFW. Lastly, I must thank you, the members. Thank you for your tireless efforts to make our organization a pillar of our communities. For it is you who do the day-to-day work of the VFW in our posts, communities, schools, hospitals, and nursing homes. You have opened your post and your hearts in this time of crisis, be it a natural disaster or a pandemic. You've conducted buddy checks. You've raised money. You fed those in need. You ran errands for those that couldn't do it for themselves. But just as important, you showed this nation and the world that the veterans of foreign wars remains resilient. And resiliency is the VFW's watchword. Since our founding of our organization in 1899 by James C. Putnam to the present and future days that lie ahead, the VFW has faced and will continue to face hurdles, obstacles, and pitfalls in our everyday efforts to serve our nation's veterans, service members, and families. Although we may face various challenges along the way, one thing remains constant. The veterans of foreign wars will continue to rally together to meet every mission it is assigned. The very lifeline of the VFW remains its members. In order for our organization to maintain its dominant presence on Capitol Hill, within the Departments of Defense and Veteran Affairs, and in our neighborhoods, townships, and cities around the country, we must assert ourselves and make membership paramount. I remember the first time I was introduced to the VFW. I had just returned home from Desert Storm, and I found myself inside the local VFW post dropping off a donation to a local charity. Little did I know that my supervisor, that I had just spent 10 months deployed with, would also be there and was a member of that post. The quartermaster gave me the nickel tour and educated me about the invaluable mission of the VFW and its need for more younger veterans like me to join the ranks. I entered the post as a non-member, and a few weeks later, I left as the junior vice commander. Funny how things work out. But it just shows the impact one person can have, and one person had on me, to become part of a team. This same energy and passion we must have heading into our year. I encourage each of you to seize the moment and become that one person. Find that veteran who doesn't know what a great team we are and educate them. Ask them to become part of the largest combat veterans organization in the world, the VFW. I don't care what age, sex, orientation, race, or religion they are, you just ask them. We are at a major turning point in our nation's history. All across our country, men and women are demonstrating and making their voices heard in an effort to end racial injustice. It's imperative that the VFW answers this call and stands alongside these agents of change. To our African American members, veterans, and communities, Black lives do matter. The VFW stands shoulder to shoulder with you. Our VFW is here for you. But most importantly, we need you to help lead us into 2020 and 2031 and beyond as we continue to fight for the benefits and entitlements that our veterans have earned by serving their country with honor and courage. You know, the VFW has not always been the most inclusive veterans organization. In fact, we were downright exclusive. But you know, we have learned and changed over the years, and we are still learning and changing. Our doors are open to all eligible veterans. And today, I stand before you and personally invite all eligible veterans to join our organization. You know, if you're a member of the VFW and you cannot treat people with dignity and respect, then I ask that you turn in your membership card and get out. Let there be no doubt in your minds. If you can't treat people with dignity and respect, regardless of their gender, race, age, sexual orientation, or religion, we don't need you in the Veterans of Foreign Wars. Fostering and maintaining lasting relationships with sponsors and donors is critical for the success of the VFW and its service to our nation's veterans. I must thank our teammates at USAA, Humana, Sports Clips, Burger King, the Wounded Warrior Project, Dell, Twisted X, and the thousands of individuals nationwide for their steadfast support in helping us make a difference in the lives of our defenders of freedom and the next generation of young men and women. Your contributions have directly resulted in the VFW delivering top-notch educational and immediate financial assistance to our nation's patriots and their families. Since 2004, we have provided more than 10,000 grants totaling nearly $12 million through the Unmet Needs Program, helping struggling military families. In 2014, we have awarded more than 1,600 scholarships for veterans and service members, totaling more than $7 million. Last year alone, we distributed 8.7 million Buddy Poppies, raising more than $8 million through the VFW Buddy Poppy program for needy veterans. Our dedicated accredited service officers helped veterans recoup more than $9 billion in VA disability compensation and pension benefits, including $1.6 billion in new benefits paid to veterans in fiscal year 2019. And while all these amazing accomplishments, it's important to know that you and I are just getting started on building our 2020 vision for veterans. So, as we prepare to build for a 2020 vision for veterans, I ask each of you to stand with me and continue the good fight that our founders started in 1899. It's imperative that we re-educate and reintroduce our VFW to this great nation. We are the pillars of our communities. We represent the strength of our nation. And we will lead the charge into 2021 and beyond in protecting the very benefits and entitlements that our service members, veterans, and military families have earned through their sacrifice, commitment, and selfless service in defense of our freedom. No one does more for veterans is not just our motto. It is who we are and what we strive to achieve daily. Comrades, auxiliary members, and fellow veterans, in closing, our VFW remains a resilient force, and it always has been. We are stronger today because of you. Today, our voices will continue to be a dominant force in our communities, on the Hill, and within the halls of the White House. It is truly a distinct honor to have the opportunity to serve as your VFW Commander-in-Chief. May God continue to bless our veterans, service members, and military families worldwide. And may God continue to bless the VFW and the United States of America. Thank you.